Yeah, we haven't reached the peak yet. The peak is further up.
Right. I think we're still down in the valley. Yeah. I think things could get much, much worse. They always can. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Welcome to 60 Cycle Hum, the Feel Good Guitar Podcast. What are we going to talk about this episode, Steve?
Hi, I'm Steve. Sorry. That's a reference to something, and I don't know what it is.
It's a reference to right now, what happened right now, and it's fine on its own.
Ryan,
it's funny.
We're gonna talk about the news from 2 weeks ago that Phil McKnight covered 1 week ago, 10 days ago,
and
actually.
it seems like not many people really cared that much about, but we care about it because we care about guitar stuff, and we want you to care about guitar stuff. So we're going to tell you what's going on in the guitar world, but not Guitar World Magazine. This is a completely different media source. Well, this is 60 Cycle Hum.
Actually, Ryan,
we have a new logo.
I thought you just flipped me off. Ryan, we are going to talk about Guitar World because Guitar World has the article.
I was wrong.
Where Guitar Center CEO Gabe Dalporto says guitars haven't changed much in 50 years, and Guitar Center is about to change that because they have a goal of making the best guitar that has ever been made.
You're telling me that finally someone is going to try to do it. Someone's going to try to make the best guitar? I didn't think anyone had the guts.
Gabe Dalporto says we are about to do something insane.
Here we go. Finally, guys, the best guitar is about to be designed. How are they going to design this thing, Steve? How are they going to make it?
Well, they're going to build a revolutionary guitar and guitar brand from the ground up.
That's how you start.
A thing that no one's ever done. Nobody's ever thought about, like, I have a garage. The
sarcasm is so thick right now.
I have a garage and I have wood.
Uh-huh.
What if I start a guitar company? Nobody's ever done that.
And you know what? It might actually be the first time a guitar company has been started by a guitarist.
This might be the
we're throwing shade all the way back to like
Leo Fender,
2019. Oh,
Kirk Hammett.
Kirk Hammett started a pedal company. Is that when he did that? It was way back.
Yeah,
when.
Something like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
We're throwing shade way back in time now.
So this whole thing is
to cut to the chase.
Wild.
To cut to the chase, the pitch for this is they're gonna do it crowdsourced. They want everyone who wants to have input into this guitar line that they're going to create to be the best guitars ever made. That they're creating from the ground up. They want everyone out there to volunteer their own ideas to crowdsource. To do like market research for them, but in public, like, oh, I want this. Here's my body designs. Here's the ideas that I have for a guitar. Here's the things that would make me buy a guitar and think it's the very, very best. It's not even spec work because there's no prize at the end and there's no payout for anybody. It's just like, hey, you want to be in the community and like maybe give us the idea that we run with sort of thing, or maybe an amalgamation of all your different ideas. And it's not a contest either. So it's not spec work and it's not a contest. There's not a giveaway. Oh, and also people who have been paying attention to this have noticed that in the facts on the side, the frequently asked questions, it says that by submitting your ideas, sketches, concepts, descriptions, otherwise, by submitting your ideas into that subreddit, Guitar Center owns them now.
Yep.
So if you post a sketch of a guitar idea that you have,
you can never make that guitar.
You just gave that to a massive corporation. They've got to be a corporation, right? I'm not screwing that up.
They are incorporated.
You are just giving away your own creativity to Guitar Center, and there's no plan of any sort of reward, let alone compensation.
Can you imagine, like, we play songs at the end of every episode. Can you imagine if we had something on our website that was like, if you send us your song, we are now the publisher of your music, and any future sales of this song, you will owe us royalties. Because we will be the original distributor of your music.
And I understand why they do it. They have to do it. They have to have it. Otherwise, you couldn't do this because it would just be like a legal quagmire.
Sure.
Of everyone showing up. Well, I actually said that the nut width should be the nut width that they use, or it's very close to what they use. So I am actually, I'm entitled to compensation for a portion of this design. Do you understand how like weird people can be and how like they'll just die on the craziest hills ever? Oh, they stole my design. They never gave me any credit. And they're the only person who sees that connection in the final design. Let's be honest for a moment. Let's get real, guys. Guitar Center is starting a new house brand.
Yeah.
They want it to be affordable guitars.
I think they're targeting like $800.
Right.
Definitely sub 1,000.
Kind of middle of the road, they're affordable. They're not going for what the Rogues used to be. They're not going for bottom barrel sort of stuff here.
Ryan,
but they want like, I think they want their own sire.
Sure.
Is my best like guess as far as like end goal here. They want something this good like a sire, but also affordable like a sire. That's my prediction.
What they want is Epiphone has the Inspired by Gibson line. Guitar Center is going to have the Inspired by Reddit line. And I
don't hate that though.
And then at a cheaper price point, and only available in the South, they will have the Inspired by 4chan line.
Gosh, it feels a little bit dark. What would be a nice prize? Like if they were for absolute sure, like, you know what, this person gave us the lion's share of the idea. Name the model after them.
No, the first model is going to be called the Dalporto. Are you kidding me?
I know, but like it probably wouldn't be, Steve, but it still would. That would be like an appropriate thing to do, is to give the person who influenced most of the design, if they even do it that way, which I doubt they'll do. I think they're just taking the temperature of the room to find out if people like hardtail strats or they like single cuts with P90s in the neck. Like I think it's just like a gauge of market temperature. Like it's market research. They just want to know what people want. So what the reality is, what I think will probably happen is not quite a sire, but I think maybe an ERT, like an ERT quality sort of import sort of thing. But I think it's going to be like stainless steel frets with ball ends, hemispherical ball and stainless steel frets. I think it's going to be fat strats that are sometimes sparkly solids or veneer quilt. And I think it is going to be single cut LPs with 2 or 3 knobs,
right,
and black hardware. Like this is the Guitar Center guitar line I'm imagining, and they're going to be in between $699 and $899. Am I close? Everyone who's in the future?
I mean, I think that all makes sense. I think there's a decent chance that they just take all of the drawings that people send them
and run them through AI.
And just run them through AI and say, AI, composite every single one of these images and turn it into a guitar. Like, these are all pictures of guitar. What does the composite look like?
AI, here is pictures of guitar. Make guitar.
I legitimately think that's what they will do. And then whatever the output is, no single person will be able to say that's my design, because it will be a composite of 100 different drawings.
But then everyone will say it's their design. Like,
or that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
which is why that language on the subreddit has to be so broad.
Right.
Is because like there's no fair way to do this where everyone gets the exact credit that they think they deserve, whether they deserve it or not. Someone will deserve the credit, but a lot of people who don't will beg for it. I'm just saying all this as being a general student of humanity and seeing what people are like sometimes. Not everyone's like that. Most people aren't. But the few that are can make this sort of thing awful for a lot of people.
Do we know who? Oh, there we go. What, like some of these questions, I'm just like, user Gabriel Dalporto. I hope this is a fresh account that he's using only for this.
I looked at his account and it's a year old.
But I hope he's only using it for like Guitar Center business and not, you know, you're going to go through his comment history and, you know, he's
see that he's into like Sonic the Hedgehog feet art.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, wow, gotta go fast.
So here's an example post. We're designing a new guitar and guitar brand and want input specifically on the pickups. Would love to hear your all-time favorite recommendations. The more specifics, the better. Focused on what actually works in the real world. A few thought starters. Humbuckers, single coils, or P90s. HH, SSS, HSS, or HSH. Are coil splits actually useful, active or passive? How much does single coil hum bother you? Is piezo worth having? Also, curious how people feel about more experimental options. Would you want a per string system? Convert to MIDI that lets you digitally model different pickup/guitar tones? Or does that feel like solving the wrong problem? And it's like,
and no one wants that part of it.
Nobody, like, you're not going to get consensus on any of this.
No, because that's just like, hey everyone, what do you think about concept of guitar?
Yeah. Yeah.
And where do you think the center of guitar is?
Humbuckers, single coils, or P90s? Well, your blues lawyers are all going to want only humbuckers, and your metalheads are going to want only rockers, and your jazzy whatever guys are going to want something else. And like, they're going to have to make multiple guitars. That's the real thing is,
yes,
they're talking about this as one guitar, and then they're going to release all of the major pickup combinations. Apparently they're asking for like vibrato system suggestions, and people are like, if somebody actually is an engineer and has come up with a genius like vibrato system that they pick up, then that dude just gave away a gold mine potentially, you know.
But you think they're gonna do the engineering based on some dude's sketch?
Who knows? But the sketch itself, that's, if this sketch, even if you don't have a mechanical,
there's enough engineers who play guitar out there that I'm pretty confident that all guitar possible bridge systems have been more or less invented so far. I know we have things like the Evertune and stuff now that it's like a whole new complicated system, but I guarantee you there are hobby guitarists out there who are professional engineers who think about this stuff all day long, and they haven't come to market with anything too revolutionary in a long time. And
but it could just be small concept.
I really doubt that Guitar Center is going to cull something from someone's napkin sketch in a subreddit and come out with the new Floyd Rose that takes over the entire world.
But they don't have to come up with the new Floyd Rose. They just have to come up with the new Mastery or the new Descendant.
Well, then like, those are both Descendant will take them to court because that's not something they're down for.
That's why it's the new thing. I'm saying like Mastery and Descendant are just ultimately making small tweaks. This is going to sound derisive. It's not intended to be, but they're fixing small problems with a vibrato system that's 60 years old.
But also the aftermarket offset hardware scene,
it's probably pretty small. It's
fiercely competitive, and those people break out the fine measurements to figure out, you stole my bridge barrel dimensions, you messed with my design, and you changed a little bit but not enough, and you've got a cease and desist. Like, the drama that happens in that corner of the Guitar Gear world is strangely intense, and then you don't see it in other huge chunks of the guitar world. Like, it's actually really wild.
I've had the sense in the past, I don't know why, like, this is a vibe that the offset guitar community, the public facing offset guitar community, up until like maybe a few years ago when it kind of just became the indie rock guitar of choice, was either people who were really dedicated to the craft or lawyers. Like when I imagine what's the Tiki Oasis,
Okay.
It's like 50-50 people who are like really nostalgic and lawyers.
You could,
or doctors and dentists, like people who are like just have stupid amounts of money.
You could look at any scene and find all the subgenres, but the tiki scene is definitely like split into like 7 or 8 subgroups of like, there's like the people stand around like, oh, those guys over there, they're the plastic tiki people, and they're all into like the Party City tiki scene.
Right. And like, I'm just imagining there's people who, do the hard work of like finding, I went to the thrift store and I found this like 70-year-old toaster that's going to look perfect in my mid-century modern kitchen.
There's definitely those people.
And then there's some dude who's just like has a alert on eBay and it doesn't matter what the price is. He's like, cut the check.
We can connect this back to the guitar industry because now we're just talking about the tiki scene.
I know.
Speaking a lot of the surf guitar people, we go to tiki things, but then when we're all hanging around with each other and the tiki people aren't around, we're like, these tiki people are freaks, right? We're like, we're the normal ones, right?
So one of the things that's been pointed out by our producer, RJ, several times.
Okay.
Is that basically what...
I feel like we're not paying him enough to be a producer.
That's the title he has chosen for himself.
Well, okay. When we pay you that little, you get to choose.
Yeah. That this isn't any different than what Chapman did when Chapman started Chapman Guitars.
Sure.
I think the difference...
Oh, is that what it's going to be? Are they buying Chapman guitars? Didn't they already try that? Not buying them, but they carried Chapman for a while.
Did they?
I wouldn't be surprised if Rob was in on this somehow.
I feel like maybe the difference is that even though Chapper's, his channel's very big, he's on Andertons, he's doing all this stuff.
All the European guitarists know who that guy is. The Americans are a little 50-50 on him.
I think, all the Americans know about him thanks to KDH. But I think that there's a difference when, you or I go online and we say, hey, Hummers. What are they called?
We're always doing that.
Hey,
Hummers.
What? It's not any different.
Hey, hum buddies.
It's not any different than us going in the Patreon and saying, hey, what's a cool pedal that you think Ryan would have a lot of fun with that he should cover?
Sure.
Like, it's taking that to like
only in this scenario, I'm saying, hey, what's a pedal hey, give me ideas for pedals because I'm going to make the best pedal in guitar pedal history ever.
For you.
And I'm going to make it affordable. Give me your ideas, guys, because I have a really clear idea here. And it is just the vague, it's the vague concept of the best guitar ever.
Right.
At a vague hint of an affordable price.
I
am really committed to making the best guitar ever here. I've got all these ideas and they're just inside of you guys.
We make the joke a lot that, about how when PRS dropped the Silver Sky, that the Silver Sky took 2 years of research and blah, 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 best Stratocaster. I don't know. A lot of people say it's the best Stratocaster shaped guitar that has been made recently. I don't know.
I don't think anyone could say it's the best, but a lot of people could definitely say it's their favorite.
A lot of people think that I've definitely heard people use the word best.
Well, when people do that, they're wrong. There is no best.
Where I want to go with this.
And life is meaningless.
Yeah, just never mind. Where I want,
and there is no Santa Claus. The Easter Bunny, though, real.
Where I want to go with this is he basically in the video, Gabe Dalporto says that the guitar industry has kind of made the same guitar for 50 years. In some ways,
I wonder why.
In some ways, I agree with that, and I'm sure Guitar Center could point to their marketing to their sales figures and mostly back that up. But if you're
yes,
there's a symbiotic relationship between manufacturers and retailers that kind of has to exist. And Guitar Center, I believe, is the biggest retailer in North America or the United States.
If you're counting with physical stores, yes.
In terms of,
they've got to be.
In terms of sales, I believe they are the biggest.
They are probably bigger in sales than Sweetwater.
Yeah, which I think they might actually be like twice the size of Sweetwater.
It's possible. I don't know these numbers.
I don't I don't know why I heard twice the size.
Okay, so what point are you
getting to? The point
to?
being, if you are Fender or Gibson or PRS or Ibanez or whatever, do you look at that statement and you're like, man, I know we have to rely on them for retail sales, but that sucks.
Yeah, screw these guys. They say they're going to make the best. I thought we were making the best.
Well, not only are they saying they're going to make the best, but they're saying that like we haven't changed anything
also,
in 50 years.
Let's get real. When the normal guitar public hears we're going to reinvent the guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar hasn't changed in 50 years. Don't worry. We're here to the rescue. We're Guitar Center. Find me one person that read that or heard that and was like, oh yeah, finally. No, everyone's scared. Everyone's saying, no, don't. No, don't. Like, no. Are we going to Firebird X this? Please just make a Strat, make a Tele, make a Les Paul, make an SG, make an Explorer, and a Flying V, please. Those are the things that we want. And make an offset. An offset would be great.
It's giving Play Authentic. It's giving, innovation never sleeps or whatever it was that Fender said.
The general public doesn't want corporate overpromising. And that's what it is. It's just, it feels musky. Like, we're going to be on Mars in 10 years. No, we're not. When are the Teslas going to start driving themselves? Oh, they're super far behind on that all the time, and they keep running over kids. Like, it's just corporate investor speak, overpromising.
Sure.
And that shouldn't even be a public facing message, because the guitar buying public does not want to hear we're going to reinvent guitar. They want guitars that already exist because they like guitars the way they are.
It feels like they don't need to do this public facing at all.
No.
What they maybe should have done is done some focus groups in a few, half of a Guitar Center, half the staff are guitar players. You didn't need to do this on Reddit. You could have just done it internally.
So I'm about to gas up a guitar brand that hasn't hired me for a while. They hit me up a couple times and we were like ships in the night. It didn't connect. Sure. And I missed a couple launches from them, and then I haven't heard from them, and it's all cool. I'm not worried about it. This isn't a dig at them, but I am about to say that I think they're doing the affordable electric guitar thing right now.
I have no idea who you're going to say.
Orangewood.
And
I think Guitar Center honestly should look at what Orangewood is doing with electric guitars, because they've been an affordable import to the U.S. and then a full U.S. setup style operation where you can get like pretty great acoustic guitars in the hundreds of dollars. Like I got rid of my acoustic guitar that I've had for 30 years or whatever to keep my Orangewood, because I only need one acoustic guitar, and I thought the Orangewood was better. I thought it was a great guitar. But then they came out with a line of electric guitars. They came out with a baritone. They came out with like a semi-hollow offset-y sort of thing. And I think that there was like a jazz boxy sort of thing. But the thing is, they're coming from designers that they found. The designs are coming from small builders that they found. Maybe they had pre-existing relationships, or maybe they saw, I don't know how they found them. But they're like, oh yeah, this is in cooperation with this small builder. They designed it, and now we're having it manufactured overseas and selling it at Orangewood prices.
Right.
Instead of crowdsourcing the way Guitar Center is attempting to right now by allowing the general unwashed masses to shout their fragmented guitar ideas into a void.
Right.
Find these little gem small builders that are doing unique things. Like, we like what you're doing. We want you to design us an $800 guitar that we could manufacture and get 20,000 of them made.
Sure.
In 3 colors. Like we did market research, and we were looking at your designs, and a lot of people really like what you were doing. So we want to hire an expert. Yeah. That's the way to, we railed against crowdsourcing things a bunch of episodes again. And here it is again, this Crowdsourcing. I thought this died like 15 years ago.
Aside from,
and it's coming back in style with the corporate.
Well, it's
set,
also
apparently.
just not. I mean, I guess like crowdsourcing. There's different ways to do it. There's actually I saw this pop up on.
Crowdsourcing is great if you're trying to find your lost dog.
I saw this pop up on my Facebook recently where we're Better Buzz. You know Better Buzz?
Coffee shop.
So they are
down in San Diego.
They're
not in space where we are.
They just did like some kind of like t-shirt design contest.
And
the winner is someone I guess they don't even know I don't know if they said who the design was, but somebody was like, this is the winning design. This is my design. And it's the same concept with just some specific elements changed out. And they're basically saying like,
what the hell?
Better Buzz stole my design. They changed my B design for something more cartoony, and they made the whole thing a little more cartoony, but it's all the same positional things.
Earlier, this stuff is always a quagmire.
Yeah, and now they're trying to say like, well, this was my design, and all they want to give me is like a free sweater. And the odds are, like you said, like
sweater, man.
The odds are that when they when they submitted their design, there was probably some terms of service that says by submitting this design, you are waiving your rights to the design or anything similar to it. And this is a whole thing that's come up in other crowdsourcing cases in the past where a company has run contests, taken the top five,
You sound thirsty, Steve.
Shifted them down a spot and then combined elements from the top five to make the number one and award no winner.
And you know why?
Because they can.
No, but also because most people don't have good ideas. And when you're doing something as a contest, you don't get the back and forth that you get with a professional where you go like, we don't really like the way that this is working. Can we tweak that?
Right.
You can't do that with a contest person. They submitted their design, but now you're looking at it like 50 submissions you got from randos off the street. And you're like, well, that idea kind of works, but if we combined it with this and you get to this point where like, well, no one really won because we combined like 4 things.
Right.
You know, there's a time and a place for contests. There's a time and a place for crowdsourcing things. And it is for things that are of the moment, disposable. You know, like a fun momentary thing to do. What if we crowdsourced, a t-shirt design for our annual company picnic?
Sure.
That's cool. That's cute. Like, Sherry in finances.
Yeah.
It was her design. I didn't know she could draw like that. It's not professional, but I think it's cute. Yeah. That's the time to do this stuff. Not when you're designing a flagship line of guitars for your in-house brand. Not when you're designing a logo for your company. Not when you're, doing all sorts of important big corporate things. You hire professionals. You hire professionals to do the footwork, to do the research, to find the other professionals who understand what people want, who have a proven track record of making stuff that is, 1, cool, 2, you like it as the professional, you have a choice too, and 3, the public seems to be reacting to it. Like that's the recipe. Is not this like, well, if we got 2,000 submissions from the public, it would be better than 12 pitches from an agency.
It's just cheaper. It's not better.
It's more. I'd promise you, it's more expensive in the long run, because it's not going to land as good. You're not going to make something interesting. And best case scenario, once it comes out of the wash, really, truly, like, I think their best thing they could do is OEM through ERT or what was the other one? F guitar company.
F?
I can't remember that import brand that used to print their whole name on the 12th fret.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I can't believe I can't remember right now. People buy them through my links all the time on Amazon. Whatever. I'll remember it later.
With an F?
I thought.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter at this point.
What do you think about the idea that this feels like an abandonment of the Guitar Center initiative from like exactly 1 year.
That they were going to go high end?
Exactly 1 year ago to just make better stores. Have you been to a Guitar Center recently?
It doesn't feel like those things need to be exclusive.
Well, have they made better? Like a lot of people are saying, why are you doing this when your stores still suck?
I'm in space. I have no idea what's going on down there.
You go home.
Even when I was, but I go home on the weekend, and I'm not going to
weekends.
spend my weekends going to Guitar Center.
That's fair.
I leave work at work, you know? I have more guitars in the pod anyways.
What do y'all think? Like, is Guitar Center, is the store experience everything?
Yeah, that's really for you guys to tell us.
That it should be now? Because I know for the one that's nearest me, when I go there, the everything that I think is about like $1,500 or more is still locked up.
Oh, really?
They've got a pedal island now, but you know, whatever.
I stopped by that location pre-COVID, and it was so sad in there.
It's still pretty sad. I don't know if it was more or less sad than
like
it's just a Guitar Center.
They didn't have a lot of stuff in stock in there,
right?
But from what I understand, the stores that are in San Diego County are more like flagship stores where they're kind of packed out.
Yeah, La Mesa's always been a pretty good store.
Yeah.
San Marcos, I know back in the day, was like the only Mesa Boogie dealer in San Diego County.
Mm-hmm.
So they had some nicer things in there, but yeah, the Murrieta one, I'm kind of the take that like, instead of spending time on this, and yeah, it doesn't have to be mutual, but I also shouldn't go into a store and see plastic peeling off the pick guard month after month after month because it's your floor model of a guitar,
right?
And nobody cares.
I think that's always been my issue with any big store, is that you can tell there's no upkeep on the floor models, and the longer they're out there, the more bruised they are. And like it's fine for things to get scratches and dents as regular customers are using them, but at a certain point, you put the red tag on there, and you peel the plastics, you put it on the bench, you give it a fresh set of strings, and you knock $100 off, and you cross your fingers. You know, that's just the business. You know, you've had it in the inventory 90 days. It's time to move it, sort of thing.
I guess there have been.
We're on a whole side tangent with the store quality thing. I don't know, because
I don't think it's a side tangent. I think it's like, are you taking care of that? Are you taking care of your first business?
Right.
Is this just in shitification? Like, this is textbook to me in shitification. It's where, you know, YouTube community, the implementation doesn't make any sense. It's YouTube trying to be Facebook and being really bad at it. Is this Guitar Center trying to be Toman with, you know, they're trying to create their own Harley Benton?
That would be incredibly ambitious. It seems like they're trying to dip their toe that direction, but you'd have to go full commitment to go Harley Benton. Like, I guess you could start that small, I suppose.
Right.
Like if they're doing what I'm pitching, which is what they're going to do. They're going to go through an OEM. They're going to go through a Chinese OEM, and they're going to call out specs, and there's going to be a final design. And, you know, they're like we said earlier, they're not offering a prize. There's no reward. So they really don't have to offer anyone anything.
Right.
They're just doing market research. That's really all this is. Like, you're not going to get your name on a headstock if you give them the winning sketch or whatever. You're not going to know that it's the winning sketch. You might have your suspicions, but yeah, I haven't seen any sign that there's any sort of promise of any sort of recognition whatsoever towards the community. They're just saying, help us, help inspire us. Like, it is please, like, if you want to engage with it, I'm not going to talk you out of it. Please do. Maybe I'll do it for some fun. You know, maybe I'll have some fun in there later tonight when we're done. I mean, podcasting.
I've talked to a couple people who are like, yeah, I've thought about just submitting designs just to bleep with people. To bleep with people.
Thank you.
On Reddit.
Children are likely listening, Steve. There's parents driving their kids to school. We've been recording for 35 minutes. I hope your school commute is not that long.
Mine is.
For school?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's rough.
Dude, traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic in charter schools.
What if that's our rule?
20-mile drive.
After like 40 minutes, we can start swearing. If you can't get your kids to school in 40 minutes, You know what? They've probably heard you swear already, right? In that long drive. So anyways, let's do some business and get out of here.
Yeah,
We've done this to death.
Let's do some housekeeping first. I want to thank everyone over on the Patreon, patreon.com/60cyclehumcast for supporting the making of this show. At the $3 level, we've got Jonathan Broadstreet and Mark Shelton as new joiner-uppers. At the $4.50 level, which is the same as the $3 level, but you're paying more.
That's true.
We've got Jared Dreyer.
Why? It's $4.50.
It's showing as the same as the $3 tier. I don't know, but but it's $4.50.
You sound confused about the thing that you run.
Yeah, because people can sign up at values that aren't.
Oh, you're okay. So this guy set up a custom value.
So he set up a custom value that puts him 50 cents below the $5 tier, which actually gets you a sticker pack. At the $5 level, we've got Michael Epting and Paul Bernardi. And at the $10 level, we've got Jake Murray.
Are you sure it's not just like a...
Yes.
All right. Okay.
It says $4.50 fuel crew.
All right.
I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe there's like a conversion in there that's
what I was about to say. If there's
that's what it is.
A conversion on the currency or whatever. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your support. Yeah. You make the show possible. Like it is a significant budget for us. And it would be a lot harder to do this show without you guys. So huge thanks to all of you. It really means a lot to us.
This episode is also brought to you all by Wong's Amps.
That's true.
They want us to talk about their VT line of amps. They've got the VT5, which is a 6V6 bass, like a Fender Champ.
Yeah, but it's got full 3-band EQ on there, Steve. It's not, you can say it's like a Champ, but then you look at it and you're like, that's not like a Champ.
Oh, it's like the it's
a 5-watt crunchy, bedroom distortion machine.
They got the VT10, which is EL34 bass, 10 watts.
And you're not going to believe the other one they have after he talks about the VT10.
The VT15, it's a 2x
Spoilers!
EL84. So the VT10 is a JCM style amp?
No, the 10 watt is the JTM.
The JTM.
Which is the vintage style. I remember that because I remember T stands for tone, for vintage tone. And the JCM, I remember that's the other one. Which is the other one. Which is
C
more
stands for crunch, for 80s crunch.
It's more of an 80s style. But we haven't heard these things. We've looked at pictures on the Wang's website, which you should do too. They come in fun colors like red and cream and stuff like that. And they're affordable, like $500, $600, stuff like that for these little tube head guys that sound like they're getting you to serious tone territory. So go check them out. There's a link down below. There's a 5 watt. There's a 10 watt. There's a 15 watt. What else do you need in life? Add them all together.
You know what you need, Ryan? You need a Chaseless pedal.
That's right.
Head on over to chaseless.com. Get on the link below. It's going to take you to their mailing list because they just ended the habit. I think they're all gone.
Pour one out for the homies that it won't be here anymore, but not for real. We're just pretending because
if there are some left, it's only in this finish. It's not in the newer finish, I think. But I was under the impression they sold out pretty fast.
Don't ask to buy mine. I'll never sell it to you.
The way, you just got to name the right price.
I'm just saying.
You gotta buy Ryan's kid some braces or something.
Hey man, if someone wants to buy my kids braces for the habit, I think we might be getting close to the price there.
Get on the mailing list. That's how you're going to find out when these things get announced early. This episode is brought to you by Reverb.com. Reverb is the internet's premier buy-sell guitar gear and other music gear website.
It's literally the Reverb of the guitar internet. It is
the Reverb of Reverb.
Like, do you get why it's called Reverb? Is because it's going back.
Yep.
It existed. The guitar gear existed, and now it still exists as a trail of existence. And now you get to follow that trail of existence through your Reverb account, where you can see what you bought and sold forever and ever, and you can see what other people are buying and selling. It's the blue book of guitar gear values. Even if you're not buying and selling there, you're checking Reverb to figure out what you should be selling or buying things for. It is the blue book. Like, I don't know what else to tell you about it, guys. Like, even though their logo is orange, it's the blue book of guitar gear.
I cataloged, I think, my entire pedal collection.
Holy moly.
It's like 120 pedals.
That sounds low.
I'm trying to figure out what is going to stay in my possession and what's going on Reverb.
All right.
But I think that was the first step.
I just filled up a shipping container to send back home for Mrs. Hum to add to the pile. that eventually I'll sell someday. I have it in my mind to write the guy about the thing this week. I'll write the guy about the thing.
Should write the guy about the thing.
Yeah.
So
we can make that happen.
This episode's also brought to you all by String Joy. They've got these soft touch acoustic strings. Acoustic. Why did I say it like that? And
because you wanted to make it fancy, because they are fancy.
Electric guitar strings.
Acoustic strings.
These strings.
Electric.
Okay, you gotta stop.
Is it too much?
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Electrical guitar strings, acoustical guitar strings.
But these soft touch strings are strings that have had their tension tweaked. The strings themselves are normal string technology. These are just like put together especially.
They've fine-tuned the set
a nice
to be
touch
geared towards a friendlier touch, a lighter touch.
Right. Ryan.
Yes, Steve.
This week's song I requested.
You requested a song?
I requested a song.
This one's exciting, guys.
Maybe like a month or so ago, I posted about CHEEKFACE on Threads, a band called CHEEKFACE.
Uh-huh. And then he told me about it.
And then the PR person from CHEEKFACE reached out to our email, which is not provided on there, which means she went
she searched
to our website or something to get our email.
Wow.
And something like, I don't know how the internet works. I kind of do sometimes.
It's not like a truck.
But she reached out to us, and it was specific because she does email blasts as well. Because she's a PR person.
Of course, she's a pro.
But she reached out specifically to us and said, "Hey, I saw your post on Threads. If you're interested, I can send you some stuff." So we've been chatting back and forth, and I said, "Hey, we do this podcast. I'd love to play the new CHEEKFACE single on there, but I want to make sure that's cool." And she's like, "Yeah, play Black Site." So we're gonna play Black Site. CHEEKFACE is a Los Angeles-based band. They've been around for I think 5 years. Their frontman Greg got his fingers in all kinds of industry things as like a record label owner or something.
All right.
Or doing things in music.
You know more than me. I thought they were just a band.
Well, they are also a band.
It sounds like he is a man of the industry.
He knows things.
He knows things. And he knows people.
And
he knows things about people.
And knows.
So let's talk about the band and why we like them, because Steve turned me on to them, and I was like, yeah, I'll check them out. Steve's talking with this band, and I pulled up an album, and I ended up listening to their whole discography multiple times over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Like I just was listening to them every day, sort of thing. So I'm hooked on these guys. If you like the dry vocals and humor of bands like Cake, They Might Be Giants, Presidents of the United States of America, you want to throw any others in there, like Violent Femmes?
I think lyrically, I would say Talking Heads.
Talking Heads,
for sure.
Like Jonathan Coltrane, James Kolchaka Superstar.
Yeah.
There's this whole genre of kind of like dry, funny wit, but also kind of like just self-aware. There's a bit of a new pornographers element to their sound that I'm really into. There's a strong 90s influence.
I'm gonna say a controversial thing.
Say it.
I feel like I should save it for after the song. I don't know if I want to
say what is Steve's controversial thing. Let's find out after the song. Stay tuned. Listen to the song, guys.
Interrupt me when I was just trying to make a point. I always wanted to
that tickled your ears at all, like, do what I did. Go listen to everything they've ever made, and you're going to enjoy it all, because it's a lot more of that. It's like clever, sarcastic, dry wordplay, and it kind of revisits the free association vibe of a lot of 90s alternative.
Yeah. So this album, the album this song is on, comes out July 28th.
Uh-huh.
CHEEKFACE is going on tour in August, I think a national tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all the things that you folks probably want to know. You should go check them out. Like Ryan said, go check out.
I think they would like to know that you and me are going to go see him in August.
Yeah, at the Casbah.
Tickets are bought. I'm going to go back home to San Diego, all the way down on the Earth's surface. I'm going to go see a show with my co-host Steve here. We're also friends. Did you know that? We hang out when we're not podcasting.
And my hot take is I think CHEEKFACE is a better political songwriter than Jesse Wells.
Who's Jesse Wells?
Jesse Wells is that guy who only writes political songs, and it's just like, I just don't think he's very clever.
Well,
he goes viral all the time. It's a guy with an acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay.
And he goes viral like every other week.
I've probably seen him.
I guarantee you have.
Right.
People think he's the coolest.
They think he's cool?
He's so cool.
What if I think he's cool after I find out who he is?
I think everybody thinks he's cool. I think a lot of people think he's cool. I just don't think he's that cool.
Was that your controversial hot take?
That's my controversial hot take.
That you don't think this other guy's cool, but you think CHEEKFACE is cool.
I think CHEEKFACE is clever and smart. Like that song is called Black Site. It's literally about like American black sites, and when you make sure if you're the last soldier off the black site to put out the burning flag.
Right. You know, technically, Steve, this section of the show is supposed to be for listeners to send their songs.
That's true.
We don't know if CHEEKFACE has listened, but ball's in their court now. Hey, CHEEKFACE, we listened to you. We played your song. You're supposed to be a listener when we play your song. I'm just saying, you're going on tour. That's a good time to catch up on podcasts. I listened to your whole deal. I listened to all your stuff a couple times. Maybe you should listen to all 600 episodes of this situation a couple times while you're on the road. It's just all I'm saying, tit for tat.
I don't know if there's enough time for that.
Well, maybe just listen to one episode, and it's fine if you quit 10 minutes in. Most people do. Goodbye, everybody.
Stay grounded.